point we need to really back off the speed a little bit on. Time for the tradition of a cup of tea and watching Matt on Train Sim. That sounds like an awesome idea. I shall stick with my apple and mango. All aboard, next stop is Reno. Let's get in the cab and do as we're supposed to be doing. Let's get some lights on. So the speed limit coming out of Sparks is 30. This isn't a fast route, but it is quite a pretty one. Hey Joe Ruben, thanks for joining the channel. Welcome to pop the teeth back in. Welcome, good to have you. Predominant freight traffic on this route is Southern Pacific, like the locomotive we just saw on the left. We've got some auto racks on the left, which are car transporters, for those who don't know what an auto rack is. I didn't before I started working here. There are several different passenger views on this train. Each of the cars, the coach types, has got its own passenger view, which is quite interesting. I guess this is some kind of observation car then. Seems like it would give you an excellent view of the vista. Signal coming up. It's a green signal, that's good. Not quite sure I follow what you're saying there, Joy, if you could clarify. Still haven't seen the ETA. We're currently running about 30 seconds behind schedule, so I'm pushing the schedule to see if I can't get someone out the back. 20 limit coming up. Hey there, Ty Kid, welcome back to the channel this evening. So next stop is actually Reno, which is coming up very soon, right in front of us. I know we're only doing about 12 seconds behind schedule, which is perfectly acceptable. Oops, got myself speed there a bit. Third of a mile now to get into Reno. We're running about 20 seconds behind schedule, I think, or thereabouts. Hey there, Harry. Good to see you on the channel again this evening. I didn't realise I was speeding. I've just lost all my score. Quite literally all my score. That's just genius. Right, well, let's get some score back again. See if we can't lose all of that between here and the next station. man will be glad when we get out of this built-up area, all this horn blowing. Double amber on the next signal. Hey there, Jamie and Panzer, welcome back to the channel this evening. Oh, I know, this bit of the route's terrible, all this horn blowing everywhere. Ah, we're getting to a 45 limit, we're coming out of Reno finally. Next stop is Truckee, 33 miles. Got a green signal below, so we're going to be switching back to the right-hand track, I would suggest. Yay, I was right. First time for everything. So we got a bit over 33 miles to get to Truckee, and it's going to take about 47 minutes to get there, according to the timetable anyway. No doubt we'll make that far less because we speed too much, or not enough because we don't run very well. Got a green signal, which is a good sign. No, I know exactly what you mean there, Jamie. The bus might be cheap, but it's a painful ride compared to just sitting on a train for a short time. Hey, Kashmarin. Thanks for joining the channel. Good to see you this evening. Up a little bit of a climb here, so throttling up so that we can keep accelerating. Back on the level, now even notch 1's going to probably accelerate us. Hey, so Carlos and Sam, good to see you on the channel tonight. Hey, that's no problem, Ghost Marine. You say what you want to say and however you want to say it, we'll try and, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Bit of a steep climb coming up here. 1%, 1.1% by the looks of it. So throttling up now so that we can get on with that. Just past the 30-mile mark to our next stop at Truckee Station. We've got near 45 mile per hour speed limit, which is actually pretty good going for this route. So we're going up a 1% gradient, so just managing the throttle so that we can keep accelerating, keep to a decent speed, and we can maintain our schedule. So currently we're running about a minute and a bit behind, minute 20 seconds. Hey, thanks Panzer, good to see you on the channel tonight. I'm doing really good, thank you. Excellent day at work, and now I'm home and playing transit. So, what's not to like? Welcome back, Moose. Looks like we're coming to the top of this hill, so I need to just watch the speed and throttle back. Cheers, Mama of Two. Hey there, speed little guy, welcome back to the channel. Whoa, let it slow down way too much. Speed up, speed up. Ideally you want to try and use some of this 28.5 miles to see if we can't get that ETA down to under 659 so that we can be ensuring we get the maximum score. I'd like to at least make sure I get a bronze medal for this one, having blown away my initial score section. Hey Kashmirin, no, I don't know the expression knocked animals. Perhaps you can expand on that for me? It's obviously a relaxing game because I'm sitting here struggling to stay awake. I'm getting coffee when I'm driving. Hey Speedy, at this point I don't think there's any plans to do that, but it's not really my area, so there may be things going on that I'm not aware of, so I can certainly ask and find out. I take it the problem is that they're the wrong horns that have been used on the Dash 9s, is that what you're saying? You can certainly hear what they sound like on YouTube videos, but we can't use YouTube videos for the sound for two reasons. One, it's copyright; it's not ours. But even if we talked to the people in question and got permission, where we've tried to do that in the past, what we found is that the YouTube video quality is the audio quality is just not up to what we need in the game. So we really need to be able to get hold of source sounds. Where we can do that, we're generally able to get the right audio on that. I still use my phone while I'm driving Kashmir. I suppose technically I shouldn't, but it's a game. That's the difference between this and real life. Oh, we've got a train over on the left hand side there, didn't see that. Sneak up. Just under 25 miles now to Truckee station, and we're running about a minute and 15 seconds behind schedule. What's this scenario called? Let me check. That's better. Now, having fixed my overspeeding problem. Sparks to Truckee, and this is on the California Zephyr pack. Matt is always speeding because Matt is not watching what he's doing. How much score have I lost on this scenario so far? Ridiculous. I don't think there's any chance of a silver medal at this point. No, Speedy. I just use the keyboard and the mouse. I have a rail driver somewhere, but I must admit that these days I just prefer the keyboard and the mouse. There's obviously problems with using the rail driver against some rolling stock, particularly if they use the virtual controls, which don't work with the rail driver. When I'm not using keyboard and mouse, so mostly at work, I've got a wired Xbox controller, which is probably my next favourite method of control. As crazily inappropriate as an Xbox controller might sound for driving a train, if you haven't tried it, you should, because it's surprisingly useful, actually. I was sceptical at first, it has to be said. Coming up on 20 miles to Truckee station. It's a hard old slog going up this gradient. This timetable is relentless. It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I just can't get that ETA to come down. Hey Speedy, you ask away, my friend. You ask away. Hey Sam and Nikos, welcome back. Oh, we've managed to claw 2 seconds back on the ETA. Dear, oh dear, got the mega yawns tonight. Nice one, Nikos. Good to hear other trains, people just streaming the game. I'm going to do one more. I've had a request for a quick scenario with the new Prairie pack that was released recently. So after I've done this one, I'm going to pop back to the UK, jump back in time a bit, as you can and do, and get the Prairies out for a little run. And that'll probably be my last scenario. It's just 10 to 11 o'clock at night at the moment, so by the time we've done that, it'll probably be about midnight. By the sound of it, I'll be half asleep by that time anyway. So the track's leveled out a bit, so I've lowered the throttle accordingly, but it looks like I lowered it perhaps a bit too much, so there we go. She's racing away now. We just clawed back a whole second, we're down to 39 seconds past 7. We've got to get that back a lot more than that. So we're just coming up on 16 and a half miles to Truckee, so that means we're about halfway to our first stop, and I think we've got one more stop after that. Tell a lie, Truckee is our final stop. Another stat train over there on the left hand side there. Interesting is we've done a partial notice, they're actually double stack containers, but they've only got a single stack on them. It's because of the bridges and tunnels that mean they're actually only capable of the loading gauge only supports them having a single height stacks, even though they're double stack containers. These days the line has been renovated, and a number of changes have taken place. One of them is that they've got a through line under the slow area at Reno. So they can keep going at a decent speed, and then they've increased the height of the tunnels so that they can run double stack trains through, which obviously means they can shift twice as much freight down the line in one go. Hey there, I am Bandit. Well, thanks for joining. No, because with the double stack trains, the wagons are actually much lower down than normally. That's why they are double stack wagons, so the central gravity is lower than it would be anyway. I can only talk about things that we've already announced, and I probably can't say much more than has already been announced. So by all means, ask your questions. But yeah, be prepared for the fact that I might well say I can't answer that. So I shall apologise in advance, but by all means, ask your questions. Excellent advice there from Dark. Check out the Facebook page. He's speeding again, that's what that is. We nipping away at the speed. We've lost over 100 points just on this section. Yes, check the Facebook page, Dovetail Games. You will find a lot of information there. But if there's anything that needs clarifying, I will do my best. Coming up to a 40 mile per hour speed limit, which brings us around to the 14 mile marker. Train slowed down for the 40. So it looks like we're diverging again. We've got the lower signal of the two, but not yet. Yeah, I must admit, I think a Hudson J3A is on my wish list as well. Has been for some time now, and I personally would like to see the Chicago Elkhart line to run it on as well in 1950s or 1930s even. Imagine that, Hudson J3As, some E3s, excellent. That would be awesome journey. Not sure it would appeal to everybody, but it would appeal to me. PRRT1, I don't know, I think that one looks like an ugly beast personally, and not in a good way either. There are some trains like the British, the Southern Railway have a logo called a Q1, and that's an ugly brute, but there's some element of raw power there. I quite like the way she looks. But the PRRT1, I'm not a fan. I'm sure it's a nice loco, but hey Hanks, good to see you on the channel this evening. Well, if it got over 150, that's probably pretty impressive. Particularly given my lackluster performance in the scenario before this one. Garrett, yes, Garrett. Nice South African Railways Garrett to run on the, I can't remember the name of it, the South Africa route we released a little while ago. That's where you want a nice Garrett to run. And of course the British one as well. You want to make steam locos, then the easiest thing to do is to join the partner program and make them and get paid for making for when your people buy your locos. Go get yourself a free copy of Blender, you'll figure it out. Hey there, New Image. Good to see you on the channel. Thanks for joining. Doug, you're obviously not on my Facebook page. I put a big post up on our Facebook page about the getting over 100 followers. That's awesome. Just want to thank everybody. It's really good. It's really good to know everyone's enjoying it, passing the message on, and getting more. Hey there, Speed Little Guy. Thanks for yet another follower. Really is appreciated. Nothing but speeding another 28 points down the toilet. This is brutal. Hey there, Ray Red. Thanks for joining again. You'd be surprised, actually, Jamie. There's some. If you look on YouTube, there are some. Absolutely out of this world. One of them is called Born CG, I think it is. Really, really good tutorials. They're sort of about the videos around, I don't know, 10 minutes each, and there's, I don't know, 60 or 70 in total. But after doing 2 or 3 of them, I was making objects, albeit fairly simple ones, but I was making objects and even getting them in the game using some of the additional stuff that I know already. So yeah, I would definitely recommend having a look at the tutorials on YouTube for Blender, particularly these Born CG ones. You might be surprised what you can achieve. The newest versions of Blender are really quite impressive, actually. The user interface has improved quite considerably. It used to be quite a hostile product to use compared to some of the other ones out there, whereas they've really cleaned that user interface up and made it quite slick. Hey Chipsan, thanks for joining us this evening. So we're running Donna Pass. We're heading into Truckee. We're just a bit over 9 miles down to get into Truckee. We're running the California Zephyr, pulled by an F40PH locomotive. If you've only just joined us this evening, then don't forget to hit the follow button, and you'll be notified when future videos take place. And don't forget the social media links all above. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Over on YouTube, what I do is I keep archives of all the different videos, all the different shows broken out by the scenario. So it's really easy to go and have a look and see what we've done in the past and see whether we've already covered driving the route or the train that interests you. I think I might have got drowned out by those SD40s, but never mind. So yes, pop over to YouTube, click subscribe, and then go over to Facebook, and you'll find more background info and so forth as in between the shows. You can also drop us a message via your preferred social media network, and let me know what you would like to see in the future shows. What routes, what trains, what style of driving, and that way I can keep making sure this is relevant for you. Jamie, Blender, good for photography. I have no idea. I'm not sure I can see how, except maybe taking a photograph that you've done and placing it into a 3D scene and then rendering it, so that perhaps putting it in a picture frame, putting a picture frame on a desk or something in a room, and then taking making a render of that, so that it's just another way of presenting your images. I'm not sure whether that's remotely relevant for what you do, but it might be an interesting outlet. And certainly that kind of thing probably wouldn't take too long to do, because you could make sure that you only need to make the bits that you can see if someone isn't going to be able to move around it, whereas if you're making a model someone can see all around because it's in the game, then obviously you need to make it a slightly different standard. So that's certainly something you could look at. Yes, Ed, this really is a different change of pace. So, Jimbix, we are going to be popping over, I believe, to Falmouth branch. The goal is to have a look at the new GWR Prairie locomotives that were released yesterday, I think, by Victory Works, which I'm particularly looking forward to having a play with, because his locos are always good fun, as are his scenarios, actually. So we have down to 124, so we're slowly bleeding away all of the score we've got. At this rate, I'm not confident on the bronze. In fact, I think there's pretty much no chance of the bronze. 7 and a bit miles till we get to Truckee, and we're just getting later and later, even though we're speeding all the time. We get penalised for lots of speeding. Not sure how that works. Cheers, Speedy. Thanks for joining us. With me at the helm, I wouldn't guarantee a safe run-in, but I shall do my best. This is a busy line today. There's lots of traffic coming in the other direction. Hey there, Drimbinks. There are plenty of DLCs that are coming. Unfortunately, I can't talk about the ones that haven't already been announced on Facebook, I'm afraid. What would you like to see? Let's turn that around a different way. What sort of things would you like to see? A P2? Oh, I would love to see a P2. Definitely. So we're under 5 miles now, 4.8, 4.7, so we are getting there now, nearly into Truckee, where this scenario will terminate. Well, it's clear that Nikos has a big wish list, as much as for certain. 4 miles to go. At this point, it reckons we're going to be somewhere in the order of nearly 2 minutes late. I wonder if it will give me all my points back. There's this plain speeding and things I've been doing. Oh yes, I'm a big fan of some of those. I mean, one of the ones that I've been pitching for internally now for a couple of years is the, I like the idea of the North Wales coast. I think that line is absolutely spectacular. My favourite era is BR Blue, so I'd probably say BR Blue. I don't know why my favourite era is BR Blue, but it is. So, Festinio, that would be another one I'd love to see. A real classic narrow gauge. DLR, yeah, it'd be interesting. As you say, it's driverless, so more of a video, I think. You can go and get one of those from Video Scene, or sorry, Video 125 have just released their DLR cab ride video, which is probably about all this would end up being. About 2.5 miles now to Truckee. There's some good options there as well. Hey there, Harry, Hank and Americano. Thanks for joining us on the channel this evening. Americano, I take it you're talking about the Top Gear train. I think that would be amazing. I would love to see the Top Gear train, both of them. The white car, the Audi, I think it was, that pulled the train of 4 caravans, which they set on fire, as they did with most of their caravans. And then the other one was the red one. I can't remember the name of it now, but the high-speed car. Excellent. I would love to see both of those two. TGV12, that's the kitty right there. Okay, Truckee Station, 3/4 of a mile. That's it, Jaguar, you got it. Then we'd have to make the GCR, would we? Oh, damn. Oh, alright then. We would have to get set on fire, wouldn't it? In the restaurant car, at least. No, it's a case. I'm not going to earn any points, so there's not much point trying. Let's just get the train pulled into the station, finish the scenario, and get our beautiful score. Ah, well, let me load passengers. Oh, that's because there isn't any coaches on the platform. There we go. That was a nice run. We'll lay over here for a bit. And my final score of minus 204. Round of applause, I think, if you please. Okay.